Well, friends, like I said, I have to ask this or I will not sleep well today. Is this a typical neighborhood in America? A typical suburb? Because this is looking so green and so beautiful. This is making me fall in love with America once again. Is this typical or is this a rich zone? Today I'll be reacting to 5 ways British and American suburbs look very different. Well, friends, I'm really curious to check this one out, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, yeah, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description and let's play.
Why are there so many words for this? And what do you call it, other than that grassy thing over there?
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America...
I have to pause it, sorry. I know we are just in the intro, but do you guys are seeing what I'm seeing? André, what are you talking about? Beautiful America strikes again. Look at how green that place is. Man, I really like this, I would say this design that you guys have overall in America, because most of the, in this case, suburbs that I see tend to be very green. I love that.
Lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to the suburbs.
Okay. Man, I'm curious.
Specifically, how they differ when you go for a walk around them. For having lived in the suburbs of both countries, I'm... doggy. For having lived in the suburbs of both countries,
I'm sorry. Okay, this will be a difficult video. I mean, is this Greenlandia? What the hell is going on? This is real... Oh my god, this is looking so beautiful.
well attuned to those
André, stop pausing, okay?
differences, and so I'm going to talk about them today. Now, before we do that, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, do that now.
Hey, do it for me also, my friend.
In the meantime, let's go for a walk.
Let's
That's
go.
a big car.
You gonna keep going? You just love the camera, don't you? You're such a ham.
Dogs.
You're such a ham.
I love
Look
dogs.
at you.
Anyone else who loves dogs? Probably
We're going to
lots of
start
people.
this list by talking about something you may or may not have heard of called verges.
Verges are that little strip of grass on the other side of the pavement from the front yard. While these do...
Wait, I never thought about that. What? This is true. So you have the pavement to walk and green. Here is just green, okay, could be, maybe not actually. And then you have the sidewalk. But after that, there is no green. Wow, but this design looks really cool.
Little strip of grass on the other side of the pavement from the front yard. While these do exist in Britain, it's far more common to see a front yard / garden, a sidewalk / pavement, and then the road with the cars going in the other direction. In America, it feels like 80% of the time you are on the verge of a verge. There are a lot of verges here.
And it's nice having them. I just wish that when I bought my house, somebody
looks
would have
really
told
nice.
me that I would be responsible for mowing them. Because while it sounds like small work, it's made harder by the fact that there's always a tree.
Wait, but what? You are the one that have to clean those? Okay, the ones in front of your house makes sense, but this is public, right? This should be the government, no? Maybe not actually. Wow, okay. I mean, this is a nice thing to do on the Sunday, I would assume.
In the way. And while we're on the subject of trees, I've talked before about how there are different types of trees here, but that's not what I want to talk about, nor the notion that your average American suburb has more of them, because I'm not entirely sure that it does. In fact, I want to talk about greenliness. What's greenliness, Lawrence? Greenliness is a word that I made up to describe the degree to which something is green. Sort of like what
So I'm not the only one thinking about this, okay?
what cleanliness does for the word clean. I want to get a word into the dictionary. And I can't really describe it, but I think there's something different about the greenliness of American trees compared to those in the United Kingdom. I'm not a scientist, but I think there's a vibrancy to the leaves of trees in the United States that you just don't see in Britain. And I do wonder if some of that is due to photosynthesis, right? That's what we learned about in school. There's typically less cloud cover here in the United States compared to Britain. And I think that allows the greenliness of not just the trees, but the grass to take shape. I won't do that with a camera ever again.
So, but I assume this is in the summer, right? This is not as green in, winter. It's not different seasons, right? But maybe on the spring and summer is really good. But yeah, but either way, I mean, this looks amazing. Those houses are so big. What? Actually, you know what? This is a great time to do an announcement. My friends, I will start a new series on this channel that I will be reacting, shocking, right? To the homes you send me to my email below on my description. Basically, you guys already sent me a lot of photos of your house, of your neighborhood, of your car, of your backyard. I appreciate all of that. One thing that some people are missing is actually the state, because I want to know where you live, not the city, but at least the state. So when you send the email, send with the state. But yeah, feel free to send me photos of your house, your car. I will start a new series showing stuff of my viewers. Initially, probably will be about homes, but in this case houses, but eventually it will be other stuff. So below my video there is an email. Feel free to send me stuff. Send me stuff digital, okay? I don't have a PO box.
Perhaps the most enduring image of a stereotypical American house is not the house itself, but the white picket fence that surrounds it.
But while America undoubtedly has more of these than Britain, a lot of American suburban homes are perhaps more notable for having no partition whatsoever.
In other words, there's often very little protecting your front yard from wandering humans or even children. Thankfully, despite the open invitation, people typically stick to the sidewalk, unless their name contains the words gym and chainsaw.
In Britain, an open-faced front yard is...
Come on, I don't want to talk bad about Europe, in this case about the UK, but this I'm sorry, this is a fact. Does not look as good as America. I'm sorry. And André, in Portugal, is similar to this one. The construction is a bit different, but the idea is the same, and everyone puts the car on the road. It's annoying, actually.
considerably less common, with most houses opting not for a fence but a low-lying wall or hedge.
In fact, it's often along these walls that you'll find our next entry.
What?
In the past, I've talked about the general difference between British and American street names. For example, in Britain, virtually every town and city has a street named after Queen Victoria, whereas in the US, there's a good chance that your street name will contain either a president, a number, or a type of tree.
But there's also a major difference in how the street names are displayed.
In Britain, it's not uncommon for the name to be displayed on a 2-foot placard. These are normally mounted either onto 2 low-level poles or a wall.
In the US, things are a little different. The street names are housed on smaller, greener placards that sit on a much taller pole. And given the grid-like nature of many American neighborhoods, these poles usually contain not 1 but 2 street names, one facing east or west, the other north or south.
That's
This
smart.
is why you'll often hear American film characters say something like, "Hey, Johnny, meet me at 21st and Washington on the double."
In Britain, we don't really do that. It's more like, meet me at the pub at 9 a.m. Bring your darts.
Sorry, my friends. Okay, we are going back. But I have to ask this or I will not sleep well today. My friends, like I said, I have to ask this or I will not sleep well today. Is this a typical neighborhood in America? A typical suburb? Because this is looking so green and so beautiful. This is making me fall in love with America once again. Is this typical or is this a rich zone? Because could be, right? I don't know actually.
Bring your darts. And then there's the terminology we use to describe the stuff in our respective suburban lands. You've got yard instead of garden, sidewalk instead of pavement, a downspout instead of a drain pipe, although Americans do also say drain pipe, median instead of central reservation. And finally, there's a word difference for something that I spoke about earlier, verges.
At least verges are what we call them in England.
In America, verges must be so prevalent that no single American can agree on what to call them.
In Pennsylvania and parts of the Midwest, they apparently call it a bird.
Oh my god, where is this place? Is this Pennsylvania? Oh. Okay, sorry, I know this isn't related, but what a place.
In the upper Midwest, it's a boulevard or a boulevard strip. New Englanders might go with a common.
In parts of Ohio, it's
Okay, the lesson of the day is America is beautiful everywhere. I
called
got
a
it.
curb strip, while in other parts of Ohio it's called a devil strip.
People in Ann Arbor, Michigan have been known to call it an extension lawn, which makes sense because it's an extension of your lawn.
actually a
New
great
Jersey seems to like the term grass bay, while others on the East Coast go with grass plot.
Except for Long Islanders who think it's an island strip.
In the Pacific Northwest, the word median suffices, while Northern Californians think it's a mow strip. Down in the Gulf states, it's often known as neutral ground, which also makes sense because while a verge might be an extension of my lawn, other people's dogs do routinely shit on it.
What do you call this, Arthur?
Well-
You probably just call it toilet, don't
Yeah,
you?
toilet.
Yes.
Some states know it as a parking strip, a park row, or a park row strip.
In Wisconsin and Illinois, it occasionally
Oh, did you guys saw it? I mean, of course you saw it. This is so iconic. The yellow bus.
goes by a right-of-way.
Alternatively, some Americans opt for sidewalk lawn, sidewalk plot, sidewalk strip, and in central Indiana, I once heard it called a sidewalk taint. Like, what? In southern Florida, some might even call it a swale, even though that
Swale.
sounds more like a species of fish. Some Missourians call it a terrace, which coincidentally is what the British call row houses, while some Americans will call it a tree box, a tree belt, or a tree lawn.
Why are there so many words for this? And
Actually, now I wonder what you guys call that.
what do you call it other than that grassy thing over there? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below if
you, my
you've
friend.
ever lived in a suburb and the general greenliness of your trees. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter and or Threads, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that I don't have to. And while we're on the subject, here's a video of some of the culture shocks that I experienced after moving into my first American suburb, and you're going to watch that video next. Thank you to my
did
ponderers
not
who
appear.
make these videos.
Oh, actually, I saw that video already. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this with me, my friends. Really means a lot. You guys end up staying until the end. It's always a lot of fun to watch Lawrence show the difference between, Europe and America. And there is a lot of them. Just another reminder, like I said, if you want to send me photos of your house, of course, don't feel any type of pressure. I think that's very evident. But if you want to send me photos of your house, of your backyard, of your car, good chance I will feature you on my channel. But yeah, this is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends. And that's it, my friends. I hope you had fun with me on this one. It's always my main goal. If I made you laugh, that, trust me, means the world to me. But before we go, let me say one thing. I actually have a bunch of other social media, Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. Please feel free to follow me there. I leave the links below. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, I appreciate you quite a lot. That's it. See you guys in the next one.